Okay, so I have had to abandon the other app that I was using because it just crashed on me. Thankfully, I noticed it crash because it crashed completely instead of just stopping recording. So I'm back to recording with just my just the camera on my phone. So hopefully I can, I'm going to try a few things that I haven't tried before as far as editing goes, so that I can hopefully get the white balance on this clip to match the white balance on the other clips. Anyway, so it is the next day. I decided to just stop for the day yesterday, kind of get my head back in the game again, forget about all the technical difficulties and just start fresh this morning. So that's what we're going to do. I think what I want to do is do this white bit here and then work my way over, or actually, in actuality, I'll be working from here back because, again, I want the subsequent bits that I lay on to lay on top. And the hairs, I can't really, the hairs, you know, lay like this. So if I do these first, then when I go to do the next layer, it's going to lay on top of those. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so I am going to start and just go ahead and get this in. Why? I don't know, just because I feel the need. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm going to do. Sorry. Okay, I want to erase this. I don't really need that there. So I was looking at the at this section here and feeling like it's not bright white enough. So what I think I'll wind up doing after I get this all done is come in with like my Derwent Chinese white and see if I can't add some more brightness right on top of his nose. So in the reference photo, this is really just kind of a blur. So I'm not going to worry too much about having the right brush, the right pencil strokes or anything here. Although I am still going to make sure that I'm going in the right direction that the hair would be going in. Okay, so I believe we were over here. And I was using brown ochre, dark flesh, sepia, and I might even open up and pull out my Cassel Earth. The Cassel Earth seems to be a little bit more crumbly than others. But it's warmer than the sepia and not as warm as the dark flesh. So I might actually like that. Okay, what else do I need? I need something light, like brown ochre 10%. All right, I'm going to start with taking this Cassel Earth and darkening this area. Yeah, it is. It's a crumbly pencil, this one. I think that's why I didn't even think about using it before, because I always kind of write it off. I never use it because, I mean, I don't know if you can see, but just in what I've been doing just now right there, it's, I'm going to zoom in and hope that everything stays in focus. It looks good. Okay, yeah, there are just these little crumbly bits. Okay, so I think I'm going to pull out my black, and this is the area all right, I'm going to scoot this over since, there we go. Okay, so this right here, might try and leave a couple of little hairs. All right, so that's the peak of the curve, and that kind of goes right in line with this, so that's good. So as we come up here, this is kind of where it starts getting a little bit darker. Maybe not black. Maybe I should use sepia. So I was looking at this last night, and I want to try something. And we'll see how that works. I'll show you in a sec. Okay, so I think what I want to try and do, I don't know if this is going to be the right color, but it's about as close as I've got. See how, especially in this area right here, there's a lot of these little clumps, these little, so they make like a triangle. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and put some of these clumps of hair in. And then we'll go in with the darker color and fill it in. This may not be the right color, but I don't really know what color else to use. It's probably close enough though. I think it'll be okay. All right, that's probably enough. I don't want to do overkill there. And maybe some lighter color in there on top a little bit. Just, this is the brown ochre 10%. All right, now this is the brown ochre 50%. I'm just gonna put and I have to blend that dark line that I made. That's kind of got to get blended up into the rest of what we are doing. I don't want to cover up too much of what I just did, so maybe I need to come in here and get those dark marks in here before I cover it up too much. So now my V's are kind of backwards of what I just did. So now they're the dark bits that are there to fill in where my clumps are. Yeah, I think I covered up too much of them. Yeah, I need a lighter color. Well, I thought it would work. We'll see. We'll just keep working it until we get it to where it looks right. So this is the Cassel Earth. I'm going to bring this in some more. I wonder what makes this such a crumbly pencil. None of the other luminous pencils do this. All right, well, I give a little bit of texture. Go with the brown ochre 50%. All right, there's some little bits here that I do want to make sure that I preserve. A little bit of white right there. I think I am gonna do down here a little bit, so I want buff titanium. That might not be yellow enough, but the light flesh might be too yellow. Of course, I may be able to tone that down with some white on top, so, because the buff titanium is too white. So let's go ahead and get this in here. Sorry. Okay, now let's go back to the brown ochre. Do I want that dark? No, let's start with the 50%, brown ochre 50%. Okay, getting there, that's good. So that tells me I want more of the regular brown ochre, and I want to put it in so that some of these white or light colored hair clumps show. Just like I kind of did that one. We'll use this as a base and then we'll build. Okay, so I'm going to stop there because that's kind of the demarcation of where all of the really kind of dark bits come in, and then this is just kind of blurred out. So we'll start there, I think. That dark black, that actually it's probably more sepia, comes up like that. Okay. So let's put in some sepia. These are just kind of skinny little hairs. I actually need to do some down here too. Maybe we'll start down here instead. The tiniest of pressure. I mean, I'm just barely letting the pencil touch the paper, because I want the lines to be skinny and light. And with anything, whether you're talking color pencil or pastel pencil, the harder you press, the heavier your line is going to be. That's why sometimes I prefer the Prismacolors for doing hair, because they're so soft that you can press very lightly and they still make a mark. They still give you that nice thin line, Whereas if you have a hard pencil and you're going over other layers of pencil, like not straight on straight on the paper probably isn't an issue, but if you're going over other layers of pencil, you generally have to press harder in order to make that pencil make a mark. At least that's what it's been in my experience. Okay. I need some texture in here. So the question is, do I do that with dark or light? Or a bit of both? That's just not making a mark. Okay, that got a bit of texture in there. Let's keep going with the sepia up here. I'm going to try and blend that out a little bit too. Let's do dark flesh for that. And really light pressure. I'm just kind of almost glazing. My brown ochre, I want to get these I'm probably going to have to come in with my white. Brown ochre, maybe something even darker than that. I don't know, something is not looking right here, something. Okay, so we need to still go quite a bit darker up here, so let's just keep working on that a little bit. Maybe with the, which one do I want to use? Dark Flesh or Cassel Earth? Let's try Cassel Earth, but I'm going to use it just to darken this color. I'm not putting pencil strokes in with it. I'm just glazing this color over so that we deepen that a little bit. Then I'll add some more of these hairs. Have to maybe even do some of these a little darker. I might be a little bit light on these. spots. Okay. I'm going to try and erase because this was the first time that I kind of put my background with the oils in first. But I don't want the pencil lines showing when I go to do the hair. All right, we're about to find out if that's gonna work or not. I think I want, I'm not sure if I want the full brown ochre or if I want the 50%. Probably 50%. I can always darken it, right? Those lines are gone though, and I kind of feel like I can still see them a little bit. Or it could be my imagination. I don't know. All right, so let's make sure that we put this pencil, even though that line is really blurred out and you can't tell if there's hairs showing. I want to fully cover what I did with the oil pastels. I want to overlap. There's a spot somewhere around here that's lighter. That might not be light enough. Let's do, what's it called? Buff titanium. Let's do buff titanium. Is it in my hand? Yes. All right, we'll do buff titanium here. It's just a little bit lighter. And then back to the brown ochre. And we might as well, this is the brown ochre 50%. This is the spot that's going to be challenging. I don't know that I want to tackle that quite yet because of my boo-boo. We'll see what happens there. That's good enough for now. Let's work down from there. So brown ochre, And it looks like I need to darken some of that with some sepia or maybe Cassel Earth. Let's see. I think we'll also go over it with some buff titanium in areas. All right, I'm going to switch to the buff, to the brown ochre 50% here. Okay, back over here. Boy, does this need some more dark, but I don't know. I don't know how to get it without, I don't want to do a ton of these little hairs because I don't think that there's a ton of them. I'd have to try some of that Cassel Earth again. Or we just go a little warmer and use dark flesh. Let's try that. I think the problem is my dark hairs are just not, they're not bold enough, so I gotta go ahead and be brave, make them heavy. Before I do that though, I wanna keep working this. I'm gonna darken this with sepia. Okay, be brave. This is the sepia. Oh, we really need some dark hairs, so this actually, even though it seems like it's dark enough, sort of, maybe I need to go darker still on that. that I am going to use the dark flesh. I like the color of it, the warmth of it. All right, there's a bit here that's weird. What did I do there? And what can I do to fix it? A little eraser, maybe. Okay, more dark. I think it'll help if I get the ear going. That will help. I'm going to do some white. This is buff titanium. This is kind of some lighter texture right in through here. I didn't think this part was going to be as difficult as it feels like it's being. I'm having a hard time getting it dark enough. This is sepia. And I want the Cassel Earth, I think. Cassel Earth. Not bad. He's actually showing up. I might be able to fix this in the editing process, because when I'm looking at it in person, his colors are nice and warm, the same as the picture. But for some reason, when I'm looking at it through the editor, it looks a lot cooler. But hopefully I'll be able to fix that in editing. All right, that's starting to feel, it's starting to feel good. I like it. There's a line right here though that I don't like. So I'm going to try the dark flesh. I don't know if that's going to work. I might have to do the sepia, which is, I think, what caused that line. And try and soften that a little bit. Skinny hairs. feels better. Okay. Yeehaw. Let's do the ear. All right, in this case, I'm not sure what color to use for that right there. I'm almost thinking of raw umber 10%, but I know that that color does not show up on, on this paper. And it almost looked a little bit gray anyhow. So we might do, and I think that the brown ochre 10% is going to be too, no, you know what? That and a comment between that and white, that might get us to where we want to be. Yeah, I think that'll work. Before I get started on that, I'm looking at my piece and I'm feeling the strong urge to add some more black to this eye. Talking to the dog across the street. My window's open. They can hear each other. Okay, I think. Okay, let's keep going. Sorry, had a little detour there. Okay, so this ear, you know, is only about that much in the hair. So I need to come up further with the black once I get some of these hairs in. Before I do that, I'm kind of thinking I should what to do. No, let's just, oh, geez, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to put some lines right here. That's the dark. Probably. Okay, and then I'm going to erase. All right, so I start with the brown ochre 10%. Short little hairs. And I'm only going to do that much because I want to see if that technique is going to work best for me. So I'm thinking that this is probably dark sepia, or sepia, I guess is what it's called. I can always make this part blacker if I need to, but I think I'll start here. I want to not cover up those. But they sure look like they're getting covered up anyway, aren't they? These are little shorties. Something I'm looking and I feel like the light is being really washed out. I'm gonna move this over because I don't want this to get too washed out for you guys. I think that's maybe better. Let's see. Oh, that's probably even better. That looks a little bit closer to what the piece actually looks like. I may have to figure out some new lighting things too. I don't know why all of a sudden stuff's not working well for me, but okay. So this ear part is only that thick. Why is it so big on mine? Just do a little quick measure. All right, well, that's absolutely correct. So this probably is what should have come further over. But I don't think there's any way I'm going to be able to get that further over and have it look right. I just don't. What is this? Sepia. All right, we're going to try. We're going to. Right here definitely needs okay. Let's go. The reason that I'm thinking that I need to do it this way is because I don't think that the pencil is going to, if I go dark first, I really don't think that the pencil is going to show well over the dark. So we just have to try this way. Okay. It just takes more patience, I guess, to do it this way, because you really have to fill in what you don't, you know, everywhere where there's not that pencil. But this is way easier for me than trying to do it with no pencil strokes to be able to follow. Like if I was doing it on white, I don't think I would be able to do it on white. And some of these look a little bit too long. So we'll divide those up a little bit. I still think I'll probably go over it randomly with some of the light. This actually looks better doing it like this, just, I think, because this looks too harsh. So we need to I think I want some black there. It's not black. Let's do some warm black. Let's do the Schpirerr Farben black. Or Polychromos, if that's what you have, that's fine too. That's better. Get those darks dark. Get those darks dark enough. Okay, so what do I want to do here? I want to soften this somehow a little bit. This is working pretty good. I think that worked okay. Still maybe a little bit too harsh. I wonder what would happen if I took my buff titanium. That's probably okay. Let's get the rest of the ear, and then I'll know if I want to work on that some more. Okay, I think I'm going to work from the bottom up. And again, I think I need to get some color underneath the ear. That looks very warm warm gray. This is the French gray 30%. I think that'll be good. I think we'll put some kind of a white on the edge, but for right here, I think this is good. Just so that you can kind of see what I mean. Put some white on the edge here and hopefully blend that. Yeah, that'll be good. I'm also thinking about before I come down, oh, you can't see. Did you see any of what I did? Yes, you did. Okay. I'm also thinking about adding some more of the oil pastels, the darker colors down low. Before we get to that part. Okay, let's do, this is a little bit challenging. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I think a combination of black, probably sepia is going to be okay. Hard to say, so let's throw some that's really all blurry. And then there's black. Now that makes me think that we've got a darker line. I don't know why I want to do that right now, but I do. So let's put a little bit darker line right here. It kind of makes me feel like this is too dark, but it's probably not. I'm going to leave it because I can lighten it with white afterwards. Okay, I just want to put a couple of lighter bits down here. Just this is the Prisma 10% French. Sepia. I think I can add the light bits after. I think they're light enough that they'll show. Oh, this isn't sepia. You know how I can tell? Because it's crumbly. This is the Cassel Earth, which is okay too, but not the one that I wanted. Let's do sepia. It's a little darker. This all needs to be quite dark. All the bit in here is going to be dark. think that I'm going to be okay to add nice, that just goes right over those oil pastels. That's such a good thing. They feel drier than they did when I first did them, although they're definitely still, you can definitely still feel a moisture, I guess, in there. But they don't feel as wet and soft as they did when I first did them. So that's good. That may be why the pencil is going over this so easily. Do some other colors. Just let's do brown. No, I want the dark one. Let's do where are you? Here, let's do the brown ochre. Get a little bit of that out here on the edge. And maybe some Cassel Earth too. I don't know. Why not? I just want to try and really make it look soft. Okay, so I'm curious. We can test down low because it's quite dark down low. Where's my sepia? There it is. No, that's dark flesh. There it is. When they're the same length, sometimes I get them mixed up. I'm going to need to bring in black. Let's bring in some black and see what happens. This is the Schpirerr Farben. I'm using it because it's a real warm black. Which I think is what I want here. All right, that one's almost too hard. I think I want something a little softer. So back to the Caran Dash Luminance black. All right, what I want to see is, will anything show up? I don't think these are going to show up well over the black. I think I'm going to have to put that in and then work the black in over the top, or the dark in over the top. Although Prismas, I bet you Prisma Grey shows up. Sure does. Sure does. So on these areas that have that light bit, that's going to show up just fine. I love my Prismas. I do love my Prismas. Okay, so does that mean that I'm going to have to work? Really doesn't start until kind of up here. It's starting to warm up in here now. The air is getting warmer and my coffee is getting colder. Let's try that. we also are going to need I think I'm going to use dark flesh. I think we're just going to keep doing this as we build up the color and just keep adding more layers and layers of these same colors, and I think it's going to turn out okay in the end. Let's get the black going in here. This is So we have to get some other colors in here now. It's not as light as the ochre. I need something really, I don't know what color to use for that. It's brown, but it's super dark brown. Maybe I use the Cassel Earth. But that's almost too dark. And the dark flesh, that could be okay. Feels like it should come down a little bit more. All right, let's go back to sepia. I don't want his ear to be, his ear's not black. I don't want his ear to be black. You know, I might bring Prismacolors in. Find one that's that'll be a good highlight color to pop in on top of all of this. So far, so good. Now, as we start to come in here, I want to be a little bit more random about where I put the dark, because I want those light colors to shine through a little bit. we'll definitely have to go over it again with something. We still have a lot of layers to do on top of this. I think to keep it looking fluffy, I think this might be an okay way to just kind of go random. That seems to look right. So, you know, like random, what am I trying to say? Like just don't worry about where I'm putting it. Just kind of put it in there. And it seems to create a nice soft, look, so that's good. That's okay. Sometimes you think that you're going to use a certain technique and you change your mind. Because as you work what you're doing, and you discover something else works better, then you just gotta go with it. Let's get our darks a little bit darker, and then I'll know what to do next. So I'm going to start bringing some black, even though the ear is not really black. It's definitely darker in here. This is nice and dark. I'm really tempted to break out a blender and see what happens. Oh yeah, I'm really tempted. All right, I just want to see. Blender in this case seems to work pretty well because the ear is kind of out of focus and soft and fluffy. So I'm actually quite happy with how that looks. I'm going to add some more color here, though, before I do any blending. I think this doesn't look like it has quite as much pencil down as it did on the bottom. And I want to bring maybe some more dark. What do I want to use? I think I want to use dark flesh. Nope, I think sepia. I mean, the dark flesh was a good addition, but I think sepia too. Dark flesh just didn't get quite dark enough. That's better. Let's do a few. Almost. Okay, so we've got some hairs that look like they're, mine are laying too flat. It looks fine, except it doesn't, it's not what I want. I want it to look fluffier like that. So I'm gonna bring some darker colors, and I'm gonna try and change the direction that those hairs are going by just changing my direction. Let's see if that will help. Now, let me look at what I have in Prisma. We could try beige. We could try beige sienna. Let's try beige sienna just first, because it's a little bit darker. Ooh. And let's see what happens. That might not be warm enough. next option. Eggshell's going to be too yellow. All right, let's try beige. This one's really short. Gotta put it in an extender. We're almost done. We're at about an hour and a half, or a little over an hour and a half, and I do want to be done, but yep, I think that'll work. If nothing else, it gives that texture that I want. Yeah, that feels good. I'm pretty happy with that. You might even still go a little bit darker. Kind of like that little divot of shadow. Okay, just a couple of lighter hairs. Maybe right there. All right, I'm gonna try and pull out here with the camera. Okay, here we go. Going for a ride. Let's pull this down a little bit. Okay, so that's where we're at. Yeah, so I'm sorry about some of the little the little glitches that we had with technology for this video. I do want to add, and I really want to try and remember, I do want to add some more little dots in here of shadow. Hopefully we will not have that issue on the next video. I'm going to just forego the other software that I had, and I'm going to just go back to filming with my iPhone and see what I can do. So, all right, my friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I know this was a little bit longer video than I've been doing, but I don't think it'll be too bad. So we will just keep on going on the next one. So until I see you then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Thank you for all your support. Love you guys. Bye.